things situated for the start of the show here. This is Nick over here. I don't know if you met him officially.
What's up, man? Farmer Vincent, Nick, beneath the underground. Getting ready to get this ball rolling.
You are the first guy to show up. Are you local?
I live in Watertown, about a mile north.
Cool.
So I just wanted to make sure I got here on time, get a good seat, get to enjoy the show.
Who did you come to see? Who's your favorite?
I like the Vogels, I like Nichols, and like Ruby, I've got a lot of some of her early stuff too. So, I mean, I like them all. I'm just a fan of the genre.
What's your name?
Earl.
Earl. I'm Jason.
Hey, that's not a bad thing, right?
How far away did you have to come to get here?
Just 2 hours.
Yeah, from where?
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So, via England.
Cool.
So,
Who are you most excited to see?
it'd be good to see 100 Tears again. You know, so like, not seeing this cut, but yeah, that, and then the new cut of the Redsin Tower. So it's definitely my favourite toe tags flick. So, but it's just great to get a day out and see some cool flicks. You know what I mean?
It was nice.
Got a nice one?
Sure, I came from Baltimore, Maryland. We're here because 7th day of screening. I'm here with Jason Cook and Kaylee Brown and Paul Joyce, and we all worked on 7th day.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, wow.
Cleveland by way of Cape Cod.
Cool. So who did you have to see today?
Well, actually, I've got my own production distribution company out of Cleveland, and you know, it made sense to come to an underground event like this. So.
Pretty good. Just getting ready to do my HBO. Yeah. You know, getting warmed up, watch some movies, and try to make sure we don't spend money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
That's the goal. You know. How you doing?
Well, it's cool you guys were able to get in as a last minute.
Oh no, it was great, man. We're very appreciative. You know, very. It's nice that all the hard work we've been doing, those little things are starting to happen more and more. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Nice to run into you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Hey guys, thanks for coming out. A lot of these people we drove in had come out 2 days. Some people drove 2 days. We had people come from Canada. This is Nick from Beneath the Underground. He helped a lot out with the fest. We're both really happy you guys came out, so I'll let him talk.
So like he said, I'm Farmer Vincent from Beneath the Underground. Got to give props to Jason West and Vultra Video for putting this thing on for these underground independent horror guys. This is a rare opportunity to bring together the whole scene from beginning to end. You got the juggernaut of toe tag. You got Marcus Cook. You got Jimmy SCREAMERCLAUZ, Ruby LaRocca, Matthew Garrett, Jason Cook. I'm forgetting Ryan Nicholson. You got world premieres of a bunch of movies. We're going to start it off with Marcus Cook's 100 Tears, brand new unearthed release with extra gore.
Never before seen it.
Never before seen. We haven't even pushed play on it.
Yeah.
And it's got an alternate ending. But big props to people that came out to support this scene. Big props to this guy. Let's just roll with 100 Tears.
Enjoy, guys. Thanks.
Enjoy. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, Steve is, I guess. Yeah. We're filming the DVD for all of it.
I'm here, I made it. 2-day drive.
From where?
Tampa, Florida.
Oh, wow, damn.
Yeah, it was an adventure for sure.
Give it up for director Marcus Cook's 100 Years. New release from Earth Films coming out in July, is it?
July 22nd.
July 22nd. So, what was it like to see your new cut on the big screen?
It was longer. we got two. Okay, there we go. Microphones. Yeah, thanks for coming out. I know it was an early show, noon. yeah, the new cut comes out from Unearthed Films on July 22nd. So yeah, just hit up unearthedfilms.com if you want a copy. I was hoping to have copies here, but they're not ready yet. So
I guess I'll lead off a little Q&A.
okay.
Asking what you have coming up next. I mean, it's been released a little bit that you're going to be doing something with Unearthed Films. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it too much, but...
yeah, a little bit, I'll give a tease. Anyone fans of the Guinea Pig series?
Not more.
Okay, yeah, well, Unearthed Films, they have, you know, of course, the Guinea Pig films, they put out the big box set. And we're going to be ramping up to do a brand new Guinea Pig series. So it's kind of a continuation. He's working with some of the original producers. So first up, BIRO is going to direct a segment. So that's what we're working on. And some big bloody shoes to fill. So I got my work cut out for me.
Oh
yeah, the Vultra release of Bad Blood. Do you have any copies?
I have 2 left up there.
He's got 2 copies of Bad Blood. Bad Blood was a film I shot when I was 15 years old. It's never been released. Just kind of sat around and, you know, Jason offered to put it out. So if you want to see like really early bad movie, like check out Bad Blood. It's actually pretty gory. I was like, yeah, early on in my career trying to learn how to do effects. And so it's actually, there's some good effects moments in it.
What was your favorite effect to work on during that film?
Actually, for 100 Tears, one of the simplest effects, and it was just something we just kind of threw in there, was when a girl goes into the bathroom and Gertie comes in and, like, you know, guts her and all her guts still on the floor. Like, you know, it's such a quick gag, but it plays really well. So that's like probably one of my favorite on-screen deaths. What's one of your favorite on-screen deaths?
I like the guy that got his face sliced into 3 different chunks.
Oh, yeah. The bisection.
I have one other question, and I'll let you sit down so it's not uncomfortable. The cleaver looks like it weighs about 1 billion pounds.
Yeah, the cleaver, oh fuck, I should have brought it, like, because I drove up, I should have brought the cleaver, but no, the cleaver's cut out of 1/4-inch aluminum and is probably close to, like, it's a 20-pound thing, and like Jack could swing it around really good and stop on a dime, like, you know, he was really good swinging that. But yeah, no real sharp edge, but if it ever hit you, it'd break bones for sure.
Question.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge in making this film?
Oh. Probably the biggest challenge would have been, I don't know, balancing comedy and the gore. Like, I don't know, that's a really hard line. I don't know if I did it well. Joe and Georgia, like, their chemistry, like, on screen is exactly how they were in real life. Like, fart jokes and poop jokes, and so that just kind of spilled into the movie because that's how they joke around. So, yeah, I don't know if the comedy works and then jumps from comedy to, like, hard gore. So, I don't know if that worked for everyone.
What was the hardest scene to shoot?
Hardest scene to shoot, it was the halfway house, because we were supposed to be there for 2 days, and we're really shooting in a real halfway house with real crazy crackheads. And so once the sun went down, like, shit got weird. So, yeah, things got stolen out of people's cars. The residents just kind of got weird and, like, you know, wanted to keep away from everyone. So we wound up taking the 2 days and compressing it into one full night, and we shot all of those death scenes in one night. So it was an undertaking. What else? Yeah, just insane. Oh, and like, yeah, we had lunch that day and we decided, okay, since we've got, like, you know, huge cast and crew there, let's have hot dogs and hamburgers. And so we're, like, grilling outside, which downtown Tampa and, like, the ghetto was, like, a really bad idea, because all of a sudden homeless people just flocked out of nowhere to get hot dogs and hamburgers, and we didn't want to give it to them, and they got mad. So it was almost like this riot against us for not giving homeless people hamburgers and hot dogs.
On a personal level, I want to thank you for driving God knows how many hours from Florida all the way up to Syracuse. I mean, guys, that's what this scene is about. You go where your fans are, whether it's, you know, 30 people or 3,000 people, you go where the fans are, and you are a champion, my friend. You are one of the innovators. You are On a personal level, you are one of my favorite all-time effects directors, and you deserve everything that's going on.
Okay.
Thanks, brother.
All right, guys, so our next edition came really late. We had an unfortunate series of events where we had a guest cancel. Luckily for us, Jason was already planning to come up here to screen his film, and we thought that at this point in time, his movie's really great, and he's one of the up-and-coming big directors in the scene, so we decided to add him to the bill at this point. Seventh Day is an amazing film. Jason's gonna do a little intro for you guys, and then we'll head right into the movie now. So thanks.
Hello, thank you everyone that made it out and is supporting the underground. I appreciate the opportunity to be screening with Fred and Ryan, and I'm super humbled by that. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the film. I have much to say, but watch it and enjoy it and tell everyone about it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for filming it last moment, dude.
Oh,
you
no,
really
no,
saved
no.
our asses, like really, like it would have been like, boom.
Yeah, otherwise Nick was going to have to sing and dance and do a rap
Yeah,
for
in
an hour.
that fucking hot ass pig mask for like an hour and a half. I would have been dancing around, so we're much better off watching this movie.
Hi, I'm Alan, and this is what I do.
Hi, my name's Jason from Director of Seventh Day, and at the Slaughter in Syracuse Fest, and I got invited by Nick kind of last minute to replace for Adam, who backed out, and I was already coming up here because I love the directors and been inspired by everyone, and I just wanted to kind of meet everybody, and next thing I know, I'm screening alongside them, so it's been a really great experience so far, and I'm screening right now, and it seems to be going well. So, Have you been to a show like this before? Yeah, we've done a couple of film festivals, Erie Horror Film Fest we screened, and but not exactly like this where it's only extreme films with directors. We make films that aren't really fun to watch in a theater, so sometimes you get mixed in a horror fest with a lot of horror comedy, and it'll bring the mood down. So today the mood is down consistently all day with this extreme stuff, brutal cinema. So it is unique in that aspect.
Oh, wow. You are officially part of the Beneath the Underground community now.
Caught on film.
It's on VOD at Beneath the Underground.
Yes. Thank you, Pharma. That's something else that recently got added to the Beneath the Underground VOD, which was a huge honor. Anywhere we can get the film out. You make cinema or film like this, it's not for everyone. That's the problem. It's a slow burn and grassroots push. So when you get help from someone like Farmer, it helps immensely. So, and the support from everyone in the underground scene has been very inspiring, and I appreciate it.
So I'm not really sure if a lot of you have actually picked up the original copy that Jason put out, but for me to get a DVD that I got from him with as many special features and as much love as a filmmaker has put into a release, which, you know, it came with, I think, like 7 different things, postcards, like a book, it was signed, personalized, like, he puts a lot of love into his film, so we're really, really appreciative.
I mean, I'm like you guys. I've been a fan of horror since before I can remember, and getting Necromantic bootleg on VHS, and like, what the?
Don't mention bootlegs.
Well, this was before we called them bootlegs, but that, you know, you couldn't get in. This is '94. You couldn't get films the way we do now, so they would travel through copies of VHS. And that inspired me to be here now. So I'm a fan, so I don't want to sell you something that is garbage, like, oh, I got ripped off. So I don't know where the level of satisfaction comes from an artist to a fan, so I'm trying to make everyone happy.
And on top of that, I mean, I should mention it, not only do you send out all this stuff when you release your DVDs, but you were nice enough to let Beneath the Underground offer your movie on VOD, so fans can get it at a, you know, there are fans that only have $2 to spend on a movie and want to see a quality movie and then want to know if they can save up to buy the actual DVD someday.
I thought it was
it's beautiful.
an opportunity that you were giving me by putting a VOD on Beneath the Underground. But it is that we've lost an opportunity as filmmakers because we don't have video stores anymore where you could go in and like, oh, that's an interesting cover, and you lost $1.50 to $2. But now you have to cull buy a lot of discs, and with the advent of VOD, it gives you a chance to see it and decide, well, yeah, it's worth adding to the collection. And when we went into this, you know, I still stand by my ending. I know people feel hollow about it, but some people have. But I wanted to deliver, you know, something different, something that inspired me, and you know, I want you to like it and want to own it and rewatch it, and that's why we made that film the way we did. So hopefully it's working.
So does anybody have any questions for Jason? Anybody?
Probably answered a lot by just rambling.
We ramble. That's what we do. I mean, you're mostly effects driven. Your effects. You know, you want to talk about your effects?
Well, I want to talk about the effects because I noticed a connection with Fred and Marcus, who 100 Tears screened before me. It's great to be screening beside you guys. But back to that Ryan Nicholson, it happens that we're all also started as effects artists, or I think it's a necessary thing to deliver this kind of film. You can't afford to hire someone to do this necessarily. We don't have money. So, you know, my background went to Art Institute of Pittsburgh because of Savini and Dawn of the Dead, blah, blah, blah. And 15 years, almost 20. But, you know, and here we are. It takes that kind of constant 24/7 devotion to finally get things working. It can take years, but it's a love, and it comes from that, like I said, being a fan, getting into effects, and then making a movie for everyone. So thank you for watching.
Give it up for Jason Cook. Second day.
How did you get involved in the event?
Well, I've worked with Jason before on a release called Famine. A VHS release that he did, and they wanted to do this extreme horror convention in Syracuse, and he said, "You want to come out?" And I said, "Sure." So we did a VHS of my movie Collar, and that paved the way for me to get out here, so we could screen Collar and you know, show the audience something that they're not going to see for a while. So that's how I got involved. I know Jason from a ways back.
So Jason released this to fund you coming here today?
Yeah, it was like a VHS release of, I guess you could call the rough cut of the movie, and it brought me out, and I'm able to meet a whole bunch of people that I haven't met before, but I've known through Facebook and through the internet and stuff. So I was able to get out and do some good interaction with some of the people, because I have a lot of friends here, so it's been awesome so far, and it just started. He hasn't been by in a long time, so...
You know how it is though, man. It's
like, totally.
Boys are boys, and like,
yeah,
you might not see anybody for 15 years.
It doesn't make, yeah, it's the same, you know.
So you wouldn't be here today if this wasn't released.
That's right.
So
because it's like, you know, it's the first one.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a bunch of money reserved to bring guests out. So you either get here your own way type of thing, or you figure out a way to raise some funds to get out. And for myself, it's like I'm from Vancouver, Canada, so you know I'm on the other west coast. And the timing was good because I'm very busy back in Vancouver, but I was able to get this weekend off to come out. So.
But that impresses me. I mean, is this common in the community to find people who are going to?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, Jason.
Yeah, just Jason.
Yeah,
Cool.
You know, it's because I think he trusts me and I trust him that it's going to be a good release. So I don't work with any other VHS companies that like some of the newer upstarts and stuff. I have an exclusive thing with Jason that he can take all my films. So he does it justice.
I mean, how did you first meet Jason and get involved in culture?
Basically, Facebook. You know, I grew up in the whole video VHS era, and the whole resurgence and stuff. Like, I started going on the pages and buying stuff and sharing some of my own collection and stuff, and I met him through that. And then it was he contacted me about doing a release of one of my movies, and that's really what happened. He, you know, because he's one of the forefront of the resurgence. You know, I think he's got like 23 releases now, which is pretty damn impressive. So considering he started 2 years ago.
And you felt confident he was gonna, I mean, you're happy with the...
Well, I saw the quality of Scrapbook.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. The effort that was put into the packaging and the customer service. So I knew for myself to release something with him, I knew it would be take in good hands. So when he put out my movie Famine, I don't have one here in front of me. Yeah, when he put out Famine, it was the packaging was super cool. It had like a poster, it had like a little pennant that you get in high school. You know, he put like so much effort into it, and like Collar has a huge amount of effort into it. The box set, which has 3 movies, nothing like that to that extent has been done in the resurgence of VHS. It simply hasn't to that extent of a giant box, 3 movies, exclusive stuff, stickers, patches, posters. It's just insane. So the amount of effort he puts into it, it blows my mind. So, and I've seen it with my own eyes, like by going to his house and seeing hundreds of boxes, and I'm like, holy crap, how, and I have to sign all of them. It's, you know, but he does too, so, but just seeing it, I'm just like, the effort, it's a true passion for it, and it's not like a half-ass release, like, there's some other upstarts lately, and it's not exactly, you know, the best stuff. But for his, I can admit that it is, right? So, you want it signed?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I drove up with Marcus. Oh, okay, you're seeing it. Yeah, so I had talked to you about the redneck
All right, dude, let me...
Yeah, sorry. I asked him about it last week.
So if I bring my copy tomorrow, you'll sign it?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
I will sign it for you, my friend.
I got it from Jason, so.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know which, you know.
Yeah, I'll definitely, there you go, boss. Hey, thanks a lot, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, bring it by, I'll sign it.
Okay, cool, cool. Do you charge the sign or?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's all good. Oh, did you get Gutterball's pins?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Did you get one? No. Okay, there you go. That's yours.
How do you enjoy being part of the Beneath the Underground community? How have you?
It's cool, man. Like, I get to interact with a lot of people that have seen my movies. Also I get new fans, people that are finding out about movies they wouldn't have otherwise known. You know, it's a good forum, even for myself, to keep up to date with some movies coming out, because I don't necessarily know, you know, like the next Serbian film or the next whatever, right? So in the forums and on the pages and stuff, especially the Facebook page, you kind of get like a little bit of an insight to things you may not find out about if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, you know? Because there's so many members that you're bound to stumble across a post and be like, oh shit, this sounds cool. Even if you stop by there, you know, 10 minutes in a day or 5 minutes in a day, just to take a look. But most people are there all fucking day long, 24 hours a day. Right, Thomas? And Thomas is my main employee.
All right, what's he do?
I am shipper extraordinaire, as he likes to say.
And customer service.
Customer service.
Customer relations. He gets all the people that are mad at me. He changes their mind, and he's the filter. So that, I mean, like, he's a filter between me and the fans. And Thomas has the biggest collection of Plot Digger films and merchandise ever. He's got the museum, because I needed one source to have the museum of items from all over the world. I don't have the room for it, and I don't have you know, I have to make the movie, so I don't have time to like keep them all and collect them. And that's Thomas is the official librarian of Plot Digger Films.
Plot Digger Films.
Ryan Nicholson, I just don't even know where to begin with him. He kind of came out of nowhere and decided to put his whole entire trust in his company into my company, and we've signed an official deal to do every release from here on out, old and new. I'm going to be one of the executive producers on the new Gutterballs 2 coming out. And, you know, options are limited at this point. I mean, there's a huge fan Gutterballs edition coming out that's going to blow the top off of some shit. So, outside of that, I'm going to turn it over to Thomas. He's going to do a little intro for Ryan. Thomas, I don't know if you know much about this guy, but he kind of stepped up and decided to take the shipping part of Plot Digger into his hands and get Ryan back up on the map.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Cool, thank you. First off, thanks for giving me the opportunity to intro Ryan. Started off as a fan, of course, and then we slowly became friends, and I called my boss, but he's, you know, put his trust in me, and I completely, you know, am honored. So, without further ado, the man, Ryan Nicholson.
Woo! Thanks, sir. Yep. This is double fisted.
Hey guys. Okay, so let's. Everything's so somber over here. This is a fucking party. Come on, let's get some shit going. Okay, so first off, I got a few thanks to say here. First of all, Jason West, fuck, this guy is as far as I'm concerned, the resurgence of VHS and all that shit. I have to give Jason props for having the best fucking product and just simply being the fucking coolest guy to deal with, man. I mean, Vultra Video, as far as I'm concerned, I'm fucking old. I'm like in my 40s and shit. I grew up with this VHS shit, you know? A lot of people are like, oh, fucking VHS is so awesome and shit. That's great, but they didn't grow up with that shit. I did. Being in my 40s, so I can say that. But I'm just saying, Jason's fucking done a great job. I want to thank you, Jason, for taking the time to put the editions together. I slept on this guy's couch. I've seen the passion he puts into these releases that he does. It's fucking insane. It's like when we make movies. We put a lot of passion into it and we try to deliver to the fans. And the same is with Jason. And it's, I think we all need to give Jason a big round of applause, please, for Vultra Video and everything that he's done, everything that he's gonna do. I mean, it's a fucking miracle that everything's come together the way it is. Now, let's talk about Beneath the Underground. Okay, this is a place where we get together, we shoot the shit, we talk about all sorts of stuff. We share our love for the underground films. I just shared the fact that I finally completed my August Underground trilogy, the snuff editions with Penance, and to me that's a huge fucking thing. Because you got the fucking king of the underground sitting right there with Fred Vogel. Undisputed king, and this is very fucking special for all you guys. It's very special that you're sitting here because you know, I've been around for a long time. Fred's been around a long time. We have, you know, people like Jason that's coming out. We have other filmmakers. Marcus has been around a long time too. Stephen doing Unearthed. I mean, if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry, but this is a very special occasion. You're not going to see this anywhere else. And you're sitting here now. It's kind of history, so enjoy it. Thomas, where are you, Thomas? He's somewhere here. I love the people that watch my movies. Thomas is amazing. I'm horrible at shipping my products, as everybody knows, and the fact that I got Thomas to do it, he's made things so much better. So Thomas, I can't thank you enough for being a friend and awesome to work with. Collar. We're gonna play Collar. It is it's like the first sort of finished cut of the movie. You'll be watching it, there'll be some sounds that are kind of missing. You might say, that's weird. If you buy the DVD, which is going to be on Unearthed DVDs, just so you know, that's an announcement we're making. It's coming out on Unearthed in a few months. It will be rectified. But the movie is very, it's kind of different. It's not as cheesy as my other movies. It's not as campy. It's kind of straight ahead horror, child molestation, rape, that type of stuff. It kind of gives a reason for people to be doing what they're doing. That's Collar, okay? It's got Nick Principe, who played Chrome Skull, laid to rest. He plays the main guy, and he was fucking awesome. Nick wanted to be here. He's in Rhode Island right now. He wanted to come and be here. He says hey to everybody that's coming out to Collar to support it. We have Mackenzie Murdoch, who was in the movie Father's Day. Anybody see Father's Day? Yeah, he played Fuckman or Funkman, or yeah. Anyways, he's in it. And then we have some Plot Digger regulars. Mahola, who was in Gutter Balls. We have Aiden, who was in Hanger. Ronnie, who was in Hanger. The movie was shot in 7 days. More like 6 days really, because the 7th day was like an hour of shooting. So it's like a miracle that there's even a movie that's like 70 minutes long. And yeah, I just want you guys to enjoy it. You know, so I'm all about supporting the underground. There's filmmakers, I say, dude, I want to get your film, and they're like, oh, I'll send it to you. I'm like, dude, I'll fucking buy that shit. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'll fucking buy anybody's independent film, shit like that, because I'm all about support, and I think everybody should be doing the same thing. Because it's all about support, and it's all about keeping the underground going, really. I mean, that's my opinion. I've had a few beers, so fuck it. Fuck it!
I don't want to leave you on the hook, man. Give it up for
God damn, unplug this fucking microphone! We're gonna fucking beatbox this shit or what? Okay, so I'm gonna hand the mic over to somebody here. Fuck, come on, man, I'm dying out here.
Alright. This is about as real as it gets right here, guys. I mean, Ryan Nicholson's a fucking joy to be around all the time. So, one more time, just give it up for Ryan.
Ruby LAROCCA, not LAROCCA, as many people say. I'm an actress. I've been in over, 80 horror movies. I write, direct, produce, pretty much, you know, do it all. How?
You get started.
Someone offered me an interesting, you know, deal at a convention. So I couldn't say no because I love horror, and you know, that's how I started, and it just luckily never stopped.
And what's you like here today that you
A few things. Well, my shirt, Belated by Valentine's Lover. I did shoot all of it in my house and backyard and neighborhood.
What's the response from the neighborhood when they see you doing this?
Oh, they loved it. Like, kids would come out and watch, and then I'd be walking my dogs, and kids would point and say, yeah, there goes the filmmakers. Because, you know, not just myself, but my other roommates were filmmakers. So we shot a lot in our neighborhood. So we kind of became popular amongst the kids. You know, they knew us by sight. Like, you know, those are the weirdos, you know. But we were okay with that. They just think it's cool. And, you know, for any kid, like, who sees a camera, you know, I do, like, photography, like, you know, on film. Most people don't. So, for any kid to see a camera, digital, film, whatever, and take interest is like so awesome to me. Like, that is, you know, your dream as a filmmaker to inspire other people. So I think we did that.
I am Jimmy SCREAMERCLAUZ. I make animated filth.
So how did you get involved in this event?
Well, I met Nick probably a year or two ago. When he was first starting Beneath the Underground, he was helping me to move copies of Where the Dead Go to Die and selling posters and all that stuff. And then he asked me to do the event. So I said, okay.
How did you first get involved in horror animation?
Well, I started out just trying to make regular horror movies, but they were always heavy on, they were always half animated or heavy on animation. So I figured out that if I just make them all animation, that I end up just liking them more. They end up looking better and all that stuff.
So what are we going to see of yours today?
I'm playing a couple short films, a couple music videos, and I'm premiering the trailer of my new film, When Blackbirds Fly.
What can you tell me about that film?
It's a feature-length 3D animated film.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Jimmy SCREAMERCLAUZ. And now we have up here Miss Ruby LaRocca.
LaRocca.
I'm tired.
It's so dark except for this bright light.
Yeah.
Now it's red.
So, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Blackbirds. When?
Well, my goal is late September, because if I want to attempt to get on the bigger film festival circuit, then the end of September is the best kind of time to start submitting to all those bigger festivals. So that's my goal, but I have 20 pages left to animate. So.
Sounds good.
Or when I give him more money.
That's true. She has to pay some more bills first.
Money, the plight of every indie director. Money.
Yes.
And seems to be a common theme tonight. Name keeps coming up. Unearth, you know you've been tied to that. You want to tell them anything about your involvement with Guinea Pig?
Yes, for now I'm doing the music for the first one, but we are talking about maybe doing a fully animated one, but probably not a feature, because it would take way too long, but yeah. And Unearthed Films also put out my first feature film, Where the Dead Go to Die, and they put out my album, the music video with all the Marshall Applewhite people. They put that one out. There's Mr. BIRO now. Hi, BIRO.
Thank you, Mr. BIRO.
And he's leaving.
He's leaving. So after that sensory overload of everything, mind fuck of everything.
I can only take responsibility for about half of it, but I will take credit and/or money for it.
Inspiration, I guess?
Well, old horror movies, weird cartoons, and weird electronic music. You got anything? Just weed, I promise.
Satan.
And the Satan. I do Satan too. You guys are tough.
Do you have any upcoming projects you want to talk about?
I am directing a feature called Sociopathia. My first feature.
And you're co-writing it too?
Yes, co-writing, co-directing. There's going to be a great cast, and we're shooting local to my area, Philly, and the effects will be amazing. It will all be amazing.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Word.
Congratulations for that.
What's the inspiration behind all the penises?
I got one, I look at it every day.
Nick contacted me, and we have quite a few exciting announcements we're going to be announcing in a little bit. Marcus Cook was picked up to come and show 100 Tears, and we live in Tampa, so I jumped on board and we drove 24 hours, which was actually split up into 2 days, so it's 12 hours worth of butt-numbing excitement. So we've been here. It's looking great. Enjoying the show. I haven't been able to get to see too many movies though, because everybody's just pulling around and running around and stuff. And I've even been told not to watch 1 or 2 movies because I'm waiting on color-corrected and uncut versions and stuff like that.
So why did you have to do this? I mean, why did you have to travel this far? Why did you feel you had to be at this event?
Well, because I'm sure when people see this, they'll know that Beneath the Underground and Unearthed Films has merged. So there's going to be quite a bit of excitement and buzz just because Beneath the Underground and Unearthed are rising up out of the ashes and going to be burning a whole new spot in the industry. So it's going to be quite fun and interesting to see how everything merges and works.
I mean, why did you make the decision to be part? I mean, you know, what appealed to you about the Beneath the Underground that you knew this is who you had to get into bed with?
Nick has a very keen eye for promotion, and he's very helpful, and he's been helping the underground move up and reach the fans at a level that exceeds most expectations. And Nick enjoys the Unearthed catalog, the library, the company. I've known the guy for years, but I've never met him. And it's finally good to finally meet him instead of talking to him on the phone till 2 in the morning.
We're right now looking for Mr. Stephen BIRO, because we're going to lead that. You saw during that, you saw some of the making of what we're going to show next, which is Gator Green. And as soon as we can get Steve up here, maybe he can give a little insight into what it is like to work with the man who creates art in a world that's very PC, and his bigger FU is just towering over that. And here comes Mr. BIRO right now.
I am so sorry, I was making slurpees at the local slurpee skill.
That's okay, Mr. Unearthed, come on. It's like the Unearthed show. So if you could give a little intro to Gator Green that we're going to show next, the Gator Green short, that'd be fantastic.
Gator Green is Jim Van Bever's portion of the full feature movie. We shot 13 to 15 minutes of the movie to be dropped down into the full movie. As you saw from the documentary, you saw a little bit behind the scenes, not all of it. Victor will unleash that on us later. But the film you're about to watch is really cool. I'm actually amazed that I want to tell you plot points, but I can't. So this is Jim's movie that we've been working on hard. He's bringing to fruition, and enjoy it. Jim is one of those very intelligent, genius type of guys who can be hard to work with, but he can be a pleasure to work with, because what happens is a synergy between him and the others. Doesn't mean that the hard goes away. I am very pleased and happy with working with Jim as much as I have. And that's why I am phenomenally hoping, wondering, and seeing what's going to happen with Gator and Guinea.
So, do you want to tell them about this little merger? Or
I will. Beneath the Underground has been doing such an amazing job with promoting underground films, pushing ahead, unifying so many people, filmmakers and fans, that behind the scenes we have been working on a top secret plan. And that plan is to promote Nick, Farmer Vincent, DECARLO, to general management of Unearthed Films.
I want to say a couple things about that. Anybody here that's in the Facebook group Beneath the Underground or heard about it or even goes to the website or whatever knows that I'm trying to bring like this whole community together, distributors, filmmakers, actors, effects guys. I base everything on integrity, honesty, fans first, filmmakers first, everybody on the same level playing field. At one point, I was presented a movie from Heather Buckley of Fangoria, presented a movie to me in Morris County, Matt Garrett's film, and I approached Steve about, Unearthed releasing it through their new VOD service, the new video on demand service, and it was a little tumultuous time for us. But as time went on, I came out all guns blazing like anybody knew in a fucking business, you know, it's like, I'm gonna take on the whole friggin' world and just dominate it, and then I was like, I can't just dominate it, I need experience, I need everybody in the scene behind me, leading together arm in arm. So, me and Steve talked, and it just made sense. Unearthed is the company that brought the Guinea Pig series. They brought, Andre Escano's movies. God, your library is it is the underground. So it made sense, and then, Matt Garrett gave me his movie to take care of as Beneath the Underground Films, and we did a good job. We did a nice little release that's still out there. There's a few left for sale, and as where Matt gave me his baby to take care of, we're going to be playing next as Morris County. I am passing Matt's baby over to Unearthed Films, and your company will be taking care of Morris County from here on out. And it's an honor and a privilege.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be working with you in this capacity. People trust you. They understand you in some way, shape, or form. We've seen the Facebook posts. But Morris County does have a reverberation. And as you heard earlier, Ryan Nicholson is bringing color to us to release and push to the mainstream for VOD, cable, DVD, international, the same thing that I'm offering everybody else that's coming on board. What you're seeing now is something that's totally unique, that's never been shown before. And I feel that Nick, as the general manager of my company that I've been working hard for over 12 plus years, I think he's going to bring an energy, an understanding, and a wonderful kinship with everybody else in the independent and underground scene that's going to just grow very, very organically. And others are going to see this, and they might try to replicate it, but they're not going to. They're not going to be able to, because there's only one Beneath the Underground, and there's only one Unearthed.
A big thing is Beneath the Underground is we're creating a new scene. And right now, like I said, 2 companies, but there's more than 2 companies. There's Plot Digger will be releasing stuff on VOD, and we're truly, whereas a lot of guys in the industry, there's, people don't talk about it openly, but there's this one did this to that one, blah 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 blah. Beneath the Underground, when a new guy comes in, a new distributor, a new filmmaker, anybody, I message him, I go out of my way to be like, look, this is a clean start. We're creating like a whole new scene for this whole thing. Clean, honest, everybody on one level playing field, so each fan feels like they're part of everything. Like when I built the website, it was, let's try this logo, what do you guys think, blah, blah, blah. And it just, everything is growing organically, and the thing is to make this underground scene just unstoppable.
I think we all have something wonderful to join. Plot Digger Films, Morris County. I haven't even announced the new movies that we're releasing. And of course, it is Morris County, Necrophile Passion. I know, don't watch it. Collar. I was told I could not watch Collar. I was told not to watch it. I'm like desperate. We were also picked up the rights to My Demon Within, Visceral, Between the Ropes of Madness.
Can't wait for that to come out.
Which I think you're going to be surprised because it's equal to a Serbian film, except no dead baby fucking Oh wait, live dead baby. No, live dead. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wrote the ultimate dead baby joke book. I got dead babies on my money. So, visceral between the ropes of madness, and secret, keep this within, don't put it on the internet. We're looking at Return of the Moonwalker, Michael Jackson's zombie movie that's been banned and taken down and whatnot. We have other films lined up. Nick has other films lined up, both for VOD, DVD distribution, international sales. Something's happening here, and it's been announced. People are going to jump on board. People that are on board are going to be announced. People that I've been talking to and working with and wanting desperately to work with. I'm praying I'm finally going to work with them. We're moving into the new realm because not only is Unearthed working with Nick, working with Marcus Cook, Ryan, Matt, we're hoping and praying to work with Toe Tag. We're working and hoping to make the new American Guinea Pig series. Something unique, something fresh, but yet old. And as we move forward, I hope and pray that all of you are looking forward to what all of us devious motherfuckers can come up with.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you for coming. Thanks to Nick and Jason for putting this on. Thanks to the Palace Theater. So yeah, one thing I want to talk about real quick is that before this was Morris County, this was actually, it started as the first short, Ellie. It was the only film to play on its own, independently of the rest. It had its big premiere at the 2007 Fantasia Film Festival in Montreal. And among all the great people I met there were Fred and Shelby Vogel, who were there to show the Redsin Tower. So for us to be playing this event 7 years later is pretty cool. And just kind of it's interesting how everything eventually comes around full circle. So yeah, I mean, the movie played festivals, Morris County as a whole played festivals 2009 through 2012, and then it kind of sat on a shelf until, as I said, Heather Buckley introduced me to Nick, and Nick introduced me to the board, and everyone just got behind the film and embraced it. Based on this guy's recommendation and pretty much not much else. Not much else. So yeah, I'm just really appreciative for everyone jumping on board, and the fact that now Unearthed is going to be putting it out is pretty amazing.
You'll still get what you want.
I wrote Ellie in 2004. I met Darcy Miller in New York. She was actually auditioning for a different short film that I actually didn't end up finishing. And she wasn't right for it, but as soon as I met her, I knew that she was right for Ellie. And I just, at that point, I think I'd only written the treatment. And we kind of honed the script together over the course of, ironically, 9 months. Shot Ellie summer of 2005 over the course of, I'd say, like a month or 6 weeks on weekends. Some of the cast was from Philly, some of them were from New York. It took a little bit of time to figure it all out. And then yeah, then Ellie was pretty much rejected from every film festival except for Fantasia. And again, when we played Fantasia, we opened for The Girl Next Door, their world premiere. So it was, you know, even though it was our only festival, it was kind of the best screening we could have hoped for. Then yeah, like soon, right around the time Ellie played Fantasia, we'd already shot Family Reuben. The producer, the reason there's a jump in quality is that we shot Ellie on an ADV with no crew. It was me and like 5 or 6 people at any given time. When we went to do Reuben, we had a little bit more money. We had access to we had money, which we didn't have before. We had access to HDV. Again, this was 2008, so for us to rent an HD camera or a red camera would have been astronomically expensive. So yeah, so the producer that came on for Morris County as a whole is Tom Rondinella, who some of you guys might know is the director of Blades, which is a trauma classic about a killer lawnmower on a golf course. So Tom and I joined forces, and we did Ruben, cut it for like maybe 8 months, like it took a really long time. And then Elmer and Iris we did pretty quick, because by that point we knew that it was going to be a trilogy. But once we knew Ruben worked, and that we were happy with everything, we were like, okay, let's take the plunge and just do it as a trilogy. Yeah, so after we did Morris County and we were playing festivals, I kind of got the bug again, and we did a short film called Beating Hearts, which, oddly enough, I'm more well known for than Morris County, because it blew up, it played everywhere. The world premiere of that one was again in Fantasia 2010. We opened for Red, White, and Blue. So, yeah, so Fantasia's been very, very good to us. But yeah, anyone that would like to see Beating Hearts, it's on FearNet for as long as FearNet's around. And if you look on my Vimeo page, you can see it as well. And it'll be on the DVD too.
And when it runs out of shelf life there, it will always be on Beneath the Underground in some form.
Yes.
Does Matt Garrett have anything in the works or anything that you want to talk about?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, since like filmmaking is a real fucking pain in the ass and takes a lot out of you, I kind of, after Beating Hearts, like I did like these 4 shorts essentially, back to back, and after years of doing it, I kind of just needed a break. And I ended up curating, so I curate films, short films and cult films. In Philadelphia at a place called the Mausoleum of Contemporary Art. It's a converted mausoleum that's now like a performance space, movie theater, all kinds of stuff. In addition to that, my friend Heather that we mentioned earlier, her and I are writing a feature script together based on a short script we wrote last year. So hopefully within the next year or two, we can look forward to shooting that. Like Morris County, it's not exactly a horror film, it's a very intense, dark drama, but it's pretty rough stuff, so I think you guys will dig it. I should mention, what was really, really cool about Elmer and Iris was the first time that we really got to play with production design. That house did not really look like that. We painted the walls, we brought in pretty much everything. We had to bring in the couch because we were getting mealyworms and goop. It actually smelled just as bad as a fucking dead body in there. I mean, with the hot lights, apple cider vinegar, soup, probably cum. I don't know, there was so much shit in that body. And unfortunately, at the end, I couldn't even keep it because it went moldy. There was no way to clean the syrup and the junk off of it. I had one of Elmer's arms, and my producer has one of Elmer's arms, and that's all that survived. But yeah, thank you. I mean, the butterfly thing was fun. And to collaborate with that production designer, April Hodick, who I think, like most of my crew has gone on to do really big things. I mean, she works on Boardwalk Empire now. So it's pretty cool to get them before they know they can make money out of it.
Matt, thank you for letting me take care of your baby while I did. I mean, it was like, dude, it was like, that was big. I'm nobody in this scene, never distributed the movie, and we got you out there.
But the way you put it initially was like, you know, I mean, there was no issue though. I mean, we were always pretty much on the same page. But the conversation was like, what do you have to lose? Like, what's it going to do? Just sit on the shelf longer, you know? I mean, people should probably see it because you made it for people to see it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's fucking stabbing movie to the soul.
No, and again, like the fact that like folks in the group and everything are into such extreme shit, it means a lot that the movie does disturb because it functions on a very different level. I'm glad that it works. Like it's always hard to tell, you know. Are there any other questions or?
I think you're all set.
Yeah, in the back.
Was the ending of the last one supposed to be like an optimistic ending?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, they're all traditionally, speaking in traditional Hollywood terms, they're all happy endings. Ellie is a rape revenge film. It's a deconstructed rape revenge film, but to me it is a rape revenge film. She gets her revenge, but she's still fucked. End of Ruben. Innocence, the bunny, is let go. parents are dead, he's probably doing things to their bodies. Elmer and Iris, she survived, but she would have been better off dead. She doesn't want to live anymore, and she wants to be with Elmer. So any life that she has is not something to really look forward to. But traditionally speaking, very happy endings. It's like fucking Disney.
Well, it's weird because like the only reason anyone's been talking about Morris County is because of Farmer Vincent, Nick DeCarlo. Like before he came on board, like I met him about 10 months ago. Before that, it only played film festivals up through from 2009 to 2012. And then a friend of mine got me in touch with him, said, you know, give him a shot. Like it seems like he might be able to help you out. And so not only did I get involved with this event through him, but he actually released the initial bootleg edition of the film. And like everyone involved with the Facebook group jumped on board. We sold like, you know, over 150 copies, which was amazing. And to get that kind of support for a movie that no one had really seen yet. So yeah, and then that led to this. Like everything that's been happening with Meet the Underground has happened so fast. Like usually this kind of stuff takes at least a couple years. It's been less than one. So yeah. Yeah, and it's weird because it's not what I expected. Because initially, when I first heard about the group and I went on, the first thing I noticed is everyone is super cool and nice and very welcoming. It's like very, very community driven. But secondly, everybody spent most of their time talking about movies like a Serbian film, the Toe Tag August Underground films, the Bomb at Gore trilogy, and Morris County just does not fit in that, what I thought was that demographic. I just thought it wouldn't be extreme enough for this crowd. And again, like I was totally wrong. Like it's been very welcoming, and I've gotten like the biggest reaction from some people that are really, really into that scene, where they're very disturbed by it because they're not used to emotion and drama and melodrama and things like that. Like outside of maybe like Family Portraits, which Morris County's compared a lot to. But yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, the support of the underground has been nuts. It's been really cool.
What's up? Hey. Is this where the horror fest is? I'm excited. I got some stickers.
Really?
And this one. That one. And that one.
He's in my friend. No! You can't sell that! You can't sell this here.
I can't? Are you selling it?
Yeah.
Do you have the big box?
Yeah. No, you can't.
No. Seriously.
I just want people to own it, and there's a poster inside, so they can
I didn't know you guys were selling it.
Get it signed. You know, it's good for all of us. Put it back out.
What's that?
Put it back out.
Well, no, if you can.
No, seriously.
Well, if we put it out, then if we get interest, then we'll just send them over to you to buy it. So we'll just keep it out as promotion and then send them to you to buy it.
Absolutely. How about it?
Toe Tag is all about, you know, supporting the underground and like however we can all help each other benefit. If it's me selling Ruby's movies or Chris's movies or whoever's movies, you know, it's all about just getting the movies out there any way that we can so we can just turn people onto it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't care who sells them, just get them out.
Yeah. For sure. Because that's how people see them.
It is. And if people, like I said, if people see them here,
like
we'll just be like, Ruby has them.
When I first met Jason Cook, he had Seventh Day and he was walking around and I was just like, well, I'll buy 10 copies from you. And I sold 10 copies at Wasteland because they were on the table. Wow. And then I bought another 10 from him, you know, to replenish them, you know. So it's some more, you know, if people come to Toe Tag and they see it, they're like, oh, okay, cool. They'll pick it up. Like, it's just me helping the scene. You know?
That's what BTU is all about. Being I got caught. Being a family and, you know, helping each other, so.
It is a family, and you have to help each other. You know, when you help each other, everybody gets to move forward better.
Benefit.
Yeah.
Do you think that comes as a surprise to a lot of people? Do you think people don't have that expectation?
Well, you know, in the movie business, it's very cutthroat. You know, Hollywood is you know, people will step on anybody to get closer to the top. I look at all of us in the underground as, you know, people just pushing a giant boulder that is, you know, our art. So no matter what it is, if we all get behind it, we'll be able to push it.
It's different here.
It's different. And like that's what, you know, when I started Toe Tag, like I was literally selling movies out of a backpack. And you know, we were hand making shirts. We were like hand painting them. You know, like we would hand draw our backdrops and do all that stuff. And then, you know, the more we just kept turning that dollar around and around and around until eventually, now we can like pick up people's movies, sell people's movies. You know, help young filmmakers get their movie out there who don't have that opportunity of, you know, distribution taking your money from you and not giving you anything back from it. Like, we're all about like the artists owning the rights to their films and making their own money off of it, using our help with, you know, the history that Toe Tag has to, you know, push it. We're doing it a while.
Where did you guys come from to see the show?
Niagara Falls.
U.S.
Thank you.
Who did you have to come here to see? What was the draw?
Pretty much everybody. Fred Vogel, Ryan Nicholson, Michael Hall, so support the scene.
Excellent, thank you. You hear her particular favorite? Someone you had to see?
Toe Tag.
Toe
Their
Tag.
stuff, yep.
What's your favorite Toe Tag?
Redsin Tower so far. I haven't seen them all, but I'm ready to see it on the big screen. I can't wait.
Thank you. No, it's really awesome that like we are all here in Syracuse, you know, and I especially want to thank you, Jason, and of course Farmer Nick, and you know, just to be here with my peers really means a lot to me. And, you know, as much as my name and my wife's name might be like on the headline, I think we're all I think we're all headliners. You know, as a fan of the genre, just for us to be all in the same place and talking about our films and seeing what a small world that we really live in. Like I found out this weekend that Ruby LaRocca and I were born at the same hospital, you know, and then Jason Cook and I work with the same DPs, and you know, Ryan Nicholson and I have a history with, you know, August Underground's Mortem and Killjoy. Matt Garrett from Fantasia. You know, and it's just, it just keeps going on and on. Like this is really something special, and I really personally want to thank you guys for this awesome opportunity, and you know, for you guys to get to see my film, The Redsin Tower, tonight on the big screen with the brand new color correction that will be on the DVD coming out this fall. It's awesome that it's premiering here first, because this is truly an historic event here in Syracuse.
And the world premiere of the trailer, right?
And the world premiere of the trailer. So do you want to give them a little information about what I think we're gonna put on the documentary trailer first into the movie? So what you guys are gonna see right now is you're gonna see a trailer for Possessed, the making of the Redsin Tower, which is a 2.5-hour documentary that will be on the Redsin Tower Special Edition DVD, which is called the Possession Edition. And it's really about how, you know, a group from Pittsburgh made a very important, big underground film. So, if you guys want to show the trailer? We'll run the trailer, and that right there is why you're all here. Because these films should be on a screen like this. People should see it on a big screen, and hopefully we'll have more events where, you know, more people can see these movies the way that they should be, given the respect that they should have to play in a regular size movie theater. Especially Redsin, like, you know, you don't want to watch an August Underground on the big screen, but like the Redsin Tower, Cella Turcica, Maskhead, like those look really great. You know, I'll think like that. And with that said, we'll roll the documentary trailer.
Yep. And you guys remember, I'll do a Q&A, Shelby and I'll do a Q&A after the screening, so please stick around.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Fred Vogel, Shelby Vogel, okay. Fantastic way to end this event with you telling us about this Possession edition that's coming out.
So we've been working really, really hard on giving you guys like the best DVD. And we just weren't happy with the original release. When the Redsin Tower came out, just like Matt, you know, we brought it to film festivals and we did that whole circuit. And the offers sucked. Everybody just wanted to not give us any money. And we knew that the film was important. And we really wanted to try to push the film our way. So our goal was kind of like, let's put out a DVD just for the fans, just in case if a bigger company buys it, they show the birthing scene, they show all the, you know, the maggots coming out of the pussy, all that kind of fun stuff. And when we did the compression looked like shit. But it was too late, even though those 1,500 DVDs went out, and that's all that there is. And it kind of just went away. Toe Tag went on to make August Underground's Penance, and Murder Collection, and Masthead, and Cell Tersica, and now we're finally like getting Redsin back so you guys can see it, and like a whole new generation of fans can enjoy this movie because it's definitely our most polished film. You know, we were really hungry at the time to kind of show you guys, like, especially for me, I wasn't this like one-trick pony that made snuff movies. And these are the kind of movies that I wanted to make. I wanted to explore like a whole new realm of filmmaking, so.
Shelby, do you have anything to add? Being the woman behind Toe Tag, I mean, behind every great man is a great woman. I think everybody knows that. Yeah.
For me, like, I came in during boredom, and I got to act and promote and do different things, and like, in Redsin Tower, I got to come in and write and produce and do all these different things, and it was just an amazing experience. I couldn't have asked for a better cast and crew. Like, it was really this big, huge family that came together and made this film out of one love. And to see it like this, instead of how I'm kind of used to seeing it with the old color correction, and it's a dark ass movie. Like, there's pitch black scenes in it. And that's how it should be. You're in a tower, in the dark. You have a flashlight, if you're lucky. Mitch doesn't have one. I'm excited as hell to see this on the big screen and to give this release again and let people be able to see this movie. Like, it's been a lot of years since this come out, and if people want an intro to Toe Tag, this is always the one when we had it available that I'd be like, okay, start with this. If you can handle this, move on to these movies. But I'm ready for the DVD.
I'm known for asking the tough questions, so I'm going to ask a tough question because it's been talked about for a long time now. What's going on with the box set?
The August Underground box set?
Yeah.
It's not happening, Nick, because you just asked that question. Fuck you. No, I blew it. No, the thing with the August Underground box set is that it's just become this big, giant animal. We actually started filming for it, I want to say probably like 6 years, like right after Penance. We started taking fan submissions on films. I remember like Ronnie Carlson even sent me stuff, you know, like, I mean, people were making like little like August Underground tributes. And one of the things that we really decided that what we wanted to do when the box set was coming out was not give you guys what we're going to give you with the Redsin Tower, and that's like this retrospective and how we did it. What makes the August Underground movie so powerful is that the mystique behind them and how they were filmed. So it's really become a fan-making movie. Like, the special features are really about you guys and the power that a little $1,500 movie created and still is talked about, you know, 12 years later. So it's pretty impressive. So that's really what it is. And it'll come out when we're ready for it to come out. I'm not rushing anything.
Can I say something about that? And with that, we have had, like, I've done interviews at different conventions with a lot of the different fans. And something we're going to do in the future is open it up for everybody to shoot their own videos and talk about what August Underground means to them and send it in to us so it can become part of, you know, the box set. Because we really did decide, like Fred said, for it to be more of a fan perspective. And I can't travel everywhere and talk to everybody who August Underground means a lot to. So if you can shoot your own stuff and send it in, pretty soon we're going to be announcing that we're going to do that. We haven't yet, so you guys are pretty much the first to know. Like, we're going to open it up for you guys to shoot your own videos and send them in to us.
That said, I mean, everybody here has to be a toe tag fan. Any questions from anybody out there for Fred?
Questions? I can't see hands.
No questions from Brian Nicholson? Come on, man, 10 years in the making.
What's it like working with your spouse? Either or, you can answer that.
I'll let Shelby answer first, then I'll.
Well, when we started working together, we weren't spouses. We had just met, and I was working at a haunted house, and I met Fred, and it was actually Maggot that brought me in to Toe Tag and was like, hey, you want to come in and shoot a trailer? And I met Fred through that, and I really didn't have intent on falling in love. I just wanted to kill some shit and make horror. And through killing shit and making horror, like, I met Fred and we fell in love too. And it was just like this whole natural thing that happened, and now we work together, and I mean, we're together almost all the time. Everything we do is pretty much side by side, and I don't know, I couldn't imagine it in any other way. I mean, sometimes he's a pain in my ass, I'm a pain in his ass, but it's all part of the love, it happens.
And she definitely keeps me grounded. You know, when people have your face tattooed on them, sometimes it can go to your head a little bit. No, but you know, in all seriousness, like, you know, working with my wife is like the best experience. Toe Tag is a very family-oriented group. And even through all the incarnations of Toe Tag, when Christy Wiles was with us for like the Redsin Tower, you know, her and Jeremy were a couple. So like Toe Tag was like, at one time, it was like two couples. And we all fed off each other, we all lived with each other. And like that's where we really discovered the unity on how we wanted to make our movies and like really keep it like a family base. And you know, when you work that way, people work harder and more efficient because they're getting love, you know, from the director and the producers and the writers and everybody like that. It's the same thing. Well, if you know Toe Tag, you know I'm very secretive on like what we do. But I announced that Pittsburgh Body Removal will be my next movie. And that's about a guy's first day on the job, picking up the dead. It's going to be Toe Tag's biggest movie. It's going to be a $500,000 budget, and my goal is to bring movie stars to the underground. So, just because, you know, we're an underground company doesn't mean we make shitty movies. You know, like, that mystique will go away. You know, us filmmakers who make quality underground films, we're going to rise to the top. All the other guys who try really hard but unfortunately don't make it will sink to the bottom. And I'm hoping that, you know, the actors and casting directors and stuff like that will be like, hey, you know, not be afraid to send an actor to the underground and be like, get involved. So. And, you know, we were just planting some seeds and talking to our friends here, so I don't see why not we all can't work together and try to figure out, you know, how we can just conquer the underground world together, especially since we're all fans of each other's stuff. You know, I look at, you know, all this amazing talent that is here today, and, you know, it's just like, why not? Why not all of us get together and fucking do something, you know what I mean? Like, we can all feed off each other, we can use each other's, you know, connections and experiences and really just transform,
the underground into something that's like that the people have never seen before.
Any other questions?
Anything else? Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Nick. Thank you to the beautiful Palace Theater, the people here. You're so great. You guys are fucking amazing.
Outside of the amazing talent that we had here today, like Fred said, like Jason said, we're just one big family. You know, everybody's on the same playing field because everybody's a fan. Whether you're in the industry, you're a fan of somebody else in the industry, or you're a fan, the filmmakers make you feel like part of the family. So that's what we're building here. With our first Slaughter in Syracuse, we're building a bigger family.
Walking down the street with a pig head.
You'll be right here for a minute?
Farmer Vincent, Farmer Vincent, Farmer Vincent.
I can't see shit.
His fritters give me all kinds of jitters.
Keep walking straight, you're good. Keep walking straight, nothing to trip over.
Come into the light!
Alright. Well, to start off with, I want to thank all the guests for, you know, showing up and making this a successful event. You know, everyone has been absolutely just amazing. You know, really, like, we couldn't have done any of this without the people who supported so far. Without Nick, this event wouldn't be possible. You know. So I think as a whole, everything went really well. We took over Syracuse with a bunch of sleeves. We left them wanting more, hopefully for next year. So, what do you think?
I think it was a beginning of something that can be very beautiful moving forward. I think it was a success in that we were even able to pull it off in 3 months and bring people from this scene like Ryan Nicholson and Fred Vogel, who were never in the same venue in their whole careers, and now they are. And the support of the fans was beautiful. Big things were announced with the Unearthed Beneath the Underground coming together. Jason and Vultra Video is part of that family, and every guest that was here is part of that family, and every fan is part of that family.
Even making new connections today alone with some of the directors here, and, you know, moving forward with a possible business future with them. You know, everything I think worked out in everyone's favor as a whole. So I think, you know, it's going
This
well.
whole new scene of ours that we got going, this new underground, I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a good thing. It's got a lot of motion to it to go forward.
And again, I'm gonna say this on camera again, but, you know, Nick has gotten me through the darkest of days, and he's guided me, he's mentored me, he's been there for me when pretty much no one else around here has. So, you know, it's just not possible to do it without him. So, you know, big thanks to him. So
You're welcome, but that's what family does.
Yeah.
That's what we are here. That's what every person here, that's what everybody is here, family. We look out for one another. That's what the underground's all about.
Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks for everything. Hopefully you guys get a kick out of this DVD we're throwing together. So, you know, stay tuned for next year's event, hopefully.
See you in 2015.
Yeah, right.